Okay, so now this is the video response about Hamlet, based on the movie. So what is Hamlet about? From my interpretation, I believe that Hamlet is a loving son that was grieving for his dead father, his recently dead father. And then when Hamlet found out that his father was murdered and it wasn't actually an accident, he became obsessed with seeking revenge on his uncle for his father. He wanted to kill his uncle, but only when he was sinning, not when he was praying, because then if he killed him when he was praying, he would be sent to heaven. After Hamlet learned this secret, many believed that he had gone crazy. They were right. As the play went on, it proved Hamlet's insanity, because he killed Polonius for no reason, and he sees the ghost of his father, and at this point, no one else could see him. However, Hamlet finally got his revenge on his uncle after his uncle killed his mother and Laertes. Unfortunately, Hamlet had to die as well, but he ended up dying as a hero because he fulfilled his father's wishes of killing his uncle. And luckily, people recognized that Hamlet was the hero in this movie, even though his behavior was a bit insane, but they actually gave him a military funeral because that is what he deserved. The themes and messages throughout this play, I thought that revenge was definitely a theme because Hamlet needed to seek revenge on his uncle for his father's death. And Ophelia and Laertes wanted revenge on their father's death because Laertes wanted to kill Hamlet for his revenge because Hamlet killed his father. I also thought insanity was a theme. So once loved ones died because of a murder, it can make people go insane and not think properly. So first was with Hamlet when he found out that his father was murdered by his uncle. He tried everything in his power and went insane with his behavior towards his uncle. And then also Ophelia with her father, because when he died, she went insane and couldn't function properly, and she ended up dying because she couldn't handle the death of her father. Messages that were in Hamlet was, I found the biggest one was that knowing a secret can change your personality, and it can make you go a little crazy when you aren't able to tell anyone the secret. And there was only 2 people in the play that knew the secret that Hamlet's father was murdered and not killed by accident. So they both knew the knowledge of the killing of the brother, and then Hamlet goes insane trying to kill his uncle because he wanted to fulfill his father's wishes, but Claudius starts to feel guilty for killing his brother. Even though he loved that he had the crown and he had the wife and he had the ambition, he felt guilty because he knew probably one day he was going to pay for it. So that's what Hamlet is about, and those are the themes and messages that I found throughout watching the movie. But another thing that interests me was while I was watching the movie, Hamlet reminded me a lot of the play Macbeth. And this is why, these are the similarities I found. So both Macbeth and Hamlet changed their behavior, and they both seem crazy, like they don't seem normal people. They act this way because they want something so bad that they would kill for it. So for example, Macbeth went crazy and his behavior changed because he wanted to be king so badly, and he ended up killing the king to get it. With Hamlet, he wanted revenge on his father, and so he kills his uncle for the murder. And before that, his personality was absolutely off the wall. Like, nobody could really understand why he was acting this way. And also, in Macbeth, once he killed one man, it almost seemed like an addiction, and he killed many people for no reason. And then in Hamlet, he accidentally killed Polonius, And then it almost seemed like he kind of got addicted as well, because he sent his two best friends, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, to be killed because they had helped his uncle in moving him to England. But it wasn't really their fault why they were going to England. It was Claudius's decision, and they really shouldn't have been killed. Also, the last similarity between Macbeth and Hamlet I found was that in both Macbeth and Hamlet, the majority of the people died. Like, most of the characters that you are introduced throughout the play, they all die, which is kind of strange, including both of the main characters. Both Macbeth and Hamlet die, and there's only a few people left over to know the story of Macbeth and Hamlet. So I found that quite interesting, and it kept me intrigued throughout the movie. But yeah, so that is what I feel about Hamlet.